some theatrical anti-corruption conference. There was a spat between the president and the Chief Justice, and the president was tickled, very tickled, that the Chief Justice was complaining about us bloggers. Listen to the president.
Bwana CJ, if I can just take a little break here. You know, I found it very interesting. I saw you were very angry today. Especially with one group in our society called bloggers. You know, and I remember there was a time, you know, we wanted to pass a law to stop these people from insulting all of us left, right, and center. But then, you know, it was taken to court, and the court decided it was unconstitutional. So just like the rest of us, get used to it, because you'll have to just get used to it. There's not much else we can do. We just move on.
He was obviously tickled by the tribulations of the Chief Justice in the hands of bloggers, and his advice to him was, get used to it. I didn't find the spat funny, but what captured my fancy about it was his laughter at the expense of the CJ and the admission that gagging bloggers using the courts was actually a sinister move engineered by his government. He says clearly, when we wanted to pass a law to stop bloggers from insulting us left, right, and center, the judiciary said it was unconstitutional. Yes, it was. Also, I don't know what the president means by insult. I, however, do know that he himself is on record as insulting everyone left, right, and center. The matter arising is, in this era, should the president be pushing laws to gag free speech? And given his own behavior, should we then propose a law to stop the president from insulting us left, right, and center, or are insults the preserve of the president? Welcome. This is Matters Arising. First, let me dispense with the admission by the president that his government did make an attempt to gag bloggers. This is not news coming from him and his Jubilee ODM government. I have always said that Jubilee has a KANU DNA, and if there is something that acted KANU to the core, it was free speech. They went to unthinkable, even criminal depths to gag people and to stop free speech. Jubilee has only changed tactics by pretending to follow a judicial process, but the intention is the same: to gag. Welcome to KANU 2.0. The rise of bloggers has been due to several reasons, but there are two significant ones that I would like to highlight. The first one is a new constitution that gives us unparalleled freedoms. The courts were right. The second is the rise of information communication and technology. These two are the greatest gifts to the millennial generation, and both the president and the CJ should get used to it. They do not belong to that generation, and so I can understand their frustrations. For all young people and those who are bloggers, do not take these two gifts for granted. The opportunities opened up by these gifts were unimaginable in the world where the president and the CJ grew up. I can confidently say that without these two, I would not be a blogger. Embrace these gifts, use them wisely, and for the benefit of society. The fact that the government would go to court seeking to stop you and the CJ makes you a topic in his speech tells you how powerful these tools are. You are the first generation in this country to be availed such powerful tools to rattle power. As you can see, power is rattled. Soldier on. Back to the president and his being insulted. It is strange that he has a pretty thin skin for insults, so much so that he would want to marshal state power to gag bloggers. What makes this even more absurd is that he probably is among the most vulgar of the presidents this country has had. I hear his father was equally vulgar, but that is a story for another day. We have known his predecessor for pretty vulgar language, but this president is insulter-in-chief. Listen to him.
We will not join the ranks of you ambao mnaenda kulamba matako ya wengine kule.
Backwardness, pettiness. Ashindwe na shetani mshenzi.
Kwa hivyo hawa washenzi wawachane na mimi.
When he said that his government was going to court to stop bloggers from insulting him, so what are we, the Kenyan people, supposed to do about his insults? Does this mean that the only person in Kenya allowed to insult others with impunity is the president? Let us assume that he had been insulted. Why would he seek to use the law to gag those he liberally insults from insulting him back? What happened to the treat other people the way you would want to be treated, Maxim? I'm actually not sure that these insults from bloggers, or what these insults from bloggers are. If we say his government is run by corrupt looters, we are actually quoting him and his government. They are the ones who have admitted to being corrupt, and we are the ones who are suffering from the effects of that corruption. I have not had an insult directed to the Jubilee government that either did not originate from him personally, that is from washenzi, to shaitani, to demons, to muhoroki, to wakora, or originates from his deputy, to walevi, to waganga, warogi, shetani, watu wa vitendawili, watu wa kupika mandazi, watu wa kurusha mawe, or that has not been used to describe him by his government, by his current political associates. Of course, before the handshake. Strangely, the only people he thinks needs gagging are bloggers. Strangely too, the president has not spared the same CJ who was groveling in front of him because some cartoon by bloggers had made him catch feelings. How soon has the CJ forgotten that he himself is the victim of the insulter-in-chief? Listen to him.
Nilikuwa rais mtarajiwa. Si ni kweli? Si Maraga na watu yake hao wakora hao wamesema ati basi hiyo uchaguzi ipotee.
Given such sentiments about him and the obvious fun the president was having at his expense, I got the feeling that the CJ was seeking sympathy from the wrong person. He not only runs the most corrupt quasi-criminal enterprise in the name of Jubilee ODM government, he also runs the most vulgar too. In fact, I suspect the CJ would be safer with bloggers. This is a bold new era. The Constitution and ICT have given us tools for self-expression that were unimaginable in the world of the president and the CJ. We should use them. These Canonites should be ashamed of themselves for trying to take away these freedoms that were wrenched from their intransigent predecessors using tears, sweat, and blood. But if there are those who would misuse these tools and freedoms to insult anyone, they are just taking after the president, the insulter in chief. If he doesn't want bloggers to insult people left, right, and center, he should stop insulting the people and the CJ left, right, and center. Otherwise, he would do well to leave our freedoms alone and to listen to his own advice. Get used to it. For Matters Arising, I am Professor Michael Wainaina.